What's going on YouTube? Welcome to the Tuesday night stream. Tonight we're welding an R34 catch can, and I'll be honest straight away, nothing has gone well for me today, and I am crossing my fingers right now that I will be able to produce some good welds on this catch can tonight. But if the day is anything to go on, get ready for a disaster. But we'll see momentarily. G'day Chris, thanks for joining me right at the start. It's bloody awesome, man. I really appreciate it. I think I found the culprit for last night's stream issues too, which is this HDMI swivel connector. I noticed it causing me some grief today when I was setting up the stream, and hopefully removing that from the system will solve all the problems, if not one of the problems. So I've gone ahead and tacked up this far. This was the one that we were doing the other night, which you can see in the stream playlist. It was welding a skyline can take 2, I think I called it. Basically, I had folded the initial baffle, the labyrinth baffle, incorrectly. I folded the first 90-degree fold backwards, basically. So I have fixed that baffle, and it looks absolutely atrocious. I melted my gloves to it. I dipped the tungsten 3 times. It was the symbol of the day that has been. Yes, we do have days. I purposely try not to come on these streams and talk about the troubles of the day, but a day like today, I was contemplating whether I should stream or not. I'll put it that way. And right now I'm dealing with my mouse not working sporadically. I'm hoping it's just batteries, but I think it's just more excuses or more reasons to purchase a stream deck. All signs are pointing towards grabbing a stream deck in the near future. So I'm going to finish tacking this guy up. I am on a fresh piece of tungsten, so I'm not going to bother changing him out. I've had plenty of practice today. Had a bit of trouble lining up the camera on this setting screen. This was as good as I could get it, so that's what we're looking at today. I have not been able to... Actually, let's try it. Why not, hey? Wouldn't be a welding stream without a bit of setting up the stream while we're here. If I just pop the brightness somewhere there, that looks a little bit better. So I'm going to continue tacking on setting number 1, which is 110 amps, 123 on the hertz, negative 28 on the AC balance, and we're sticking with that square wave. And we'll just carry on tacking this guy together. Yeah, I've been thinking about packing it up all day, but unfortunately, nobody's going to do the work for me, so it's just got to be done. In the background there, I don't know what you can see, but I did have to relocate the CNC machine. I got a delivery today and realized that my shop layout wasn't wasn't a good setup for streamlining incoming material. That and it just makes sense space-wise because of, where are you, this pole here. So I wasted too much time on that, and you know, now we've got to get all the work done on top of that. Alright, so let's, what do we need to do? Pop a welding helmet on for you, and where are we? In a welding. Just bring you guys back while I'm struggling to line these panels up. This guy just ducked in behind while I was tacking, and I just want to lever this corner out. So I might have to go get another pick if I can't get him to stay out. Doesn't want to play nice with me, but if I can just get a tack somewhere else. Alright, let's, I'm not going to be able to pop your welding helmet on because I don't have a spare hand, but I will get you in a welding screen. The amount of times I continue talking as I change screens, and I understand that instantly you lose the ability to hear me. I'll leave you in that welding screen and we'll just finish off tacking this up. Okay, that was interesting. So what has happened, you guys are over there, what has happened is, so there's the filter basket, underneath there is like a splash plate baffle. That camera over there has frozen, let's bring him back, hopefully bring him back. That camera doesn't want to play, which I'm 99% sure I know why. And it should be because of this. 2 seconds, that will come back. Hopefully, yes, there it is. So that that inner skin, that splash plate that's in there, is pushing against that side wall and holding the top up there. So just going to close that gap a little bit without distorting the part too much. And the runoff from that is over on this angled panel here. You can see there, if I can get you in focus, you can actually see daylight through it. There is a bit of a gap on that little angled panel. So I'm just going to sort of meet it halfway. There, we'll be able to fill that, no problems. But this corner here is a little bit of a problem since we need to weld this filter basket in, but I might just put a whole bunch of tacks around that just to try and stop it distorting a little bit. So let's zoom you out. And you can see, let's get you over this way. You can see what's going on there. I'm going to then go over here and I will get one down the front, which you won't see probably. So let's get some tacks on this thing. Pop your welding helmet on. Get you in a weld. Did that camera froze again. Okay, so I got tacks in the 4 corners of the filter basket as well, and then just added tacks all the way around, anywhere I thought might distort as I weld that out. I'm just going to make a change on that camera. Have a suspicion that I've plugged all these plugs in the wrong locations. I did intend to mark them. So basically what's happened is I put my computer in a cage. I was going to build a like a Faraday cage to put the actual computer in, and I built the frame of the cage, a tin cage, and just experienced overheating on the computer, even though it was a mesh. It was a mesh back and 3 mesh sides. I thought it would be ample airflow, but evidently it wasn't. So I basically had the computer apart twice today and just plugged everything in to get the stream working. And I think there's a couple of, one this main camera, and 2 this looking camera are really quite sensitive with EMF on which ports they're plugged into. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. But you know, we always have to have a technical portion of the welding stream. So I'm going to come across here. I'm going to start where this gap is here, and close him up while the part's nice and cold. I have about 20 centimeters of filler rod. Let's see if that's enough. I will put your welding helmet on for you. You're welcome. And let's get in a welding screen. What I forgot was that we've been welding these with a pulse setting. So let's jump in pulse setting number 3. This is a, what are we welding on? We're on 55% on time with a 1 second pulse. And 100, this is the wrong setting. This is the wrong setting. We want number 4. We've got 60% on time with 1 second pulse, square wave, 120 hertz, negative 28 on the AC balance, and we are looking at 150 amp max foot pedal, which on a pulse setting will be much lower than that. All right, now you guys are still wearing your welding helmet, and let's go look at the weld. You should have told me that filler rod was too short. You should have told me. I had to drop it here because it was way too hot to hold. That's about 3/4 of an inch. that was a risky weld. I actually used a lot filling that hole, which I should have anticipated. But I do like to play that roulette game of, is this filler rod long enough? It is a very exciting game to play. New bit of rod, let's finish off this weld. Well, that happened sooner than expected. Always get them on these corners. I dip the tungsten, is what I'm referring to. These corners get me more often than not. Not too bad of a dip, but we were full song when it went in. I'm just going to swap out to a new tungsten. Which is 2% lanthanated, 2.4mm. Run about a 4mm stick out to start with, and then I'll ball that off and it'll land me around that 3.5mm. The greatest solution that I've ever found to cleaning off the soot after dipping a tungsten is using a TIG finger. And since this part is brushed, I'm just wiping with the grain. This part, I can see some light scratches there, which is not going to be on a weld surface, so I am going to be re-buzzing that section at least with the burnisher, just to clean off those scratches there, which was from me knocking on the part earlier. And I reckon I dipped that tungsten because I never take the time to reposition, or at least get in a position that's good for me versus what I think is good for the camera. That's my excuse, and I am sticking to it. The other thing that I would ordinarily do is nip off the end of my filler wire. Let's see if I can focus that for you. There, can you see anything on it? Normally you get that soot, you can sort of see it there. You get some soot on the filler wire as well, and if you don't nip off the end with, you know, cut off the end is what I mean, you're just going to reintroduce that contamination into the weld puddle. In this instance, I'm just going to spin around and use the clean end, and sometimes looks all right on this in this instance, but sometimes you can get some soot on the cup as well, on the TIG torch. This one's quite dirty, but he's not due for a replacement yet, so but there's no soot in there, so it's probably not going to blast any out when we restart this arc. So I'm just going to hang out for a second and use the cleaning action of the machine to re-clean that weld, get it all nice and shiny, and then start the arc, then start dabbing again. So we'll jump into this welding screen. And we're done. Never really super excited about these filter basket welds. I've said it numerous times, but even though it's an outside corner joint, the fact that it's inside an inside-outside corner joint just messes me up every time. Perfectly serviceable, and nobody ever sees these welds except for on a rare occasion where they change out these filters, but never truly happy with them all the same. So this can, I think I'm going to start down here tonight and work my way from the bottom corner here to around the top, and keep the start stops down the bottom if at all possible. From memory there's an overlap, but I'm not going to turn it around just to satisfy that curiosity. So we're going to start over here. I found that the welding videos look good the more zoomed I am. So we're going to weld across the screen there. Pop your welding helmet on, but before we weld, let's get into a straight current setting. And we're going to use profile number 1. Before I do that though, we're just going to jump down to profile number 10 for me and just bowl the tungsten. And now we'll go back to profile number 1. 123 hertz, square wave, 110 amps, negative 28 on the AC balance. We have already set you up, so let's just weld. That weld felt absolutely atrocious, and I am actually so shocked to see that it looks really nice. Just goes to show, doesn't it? Felt terrible while I was doing it. Just makes me think maybe my day wasn't as bad as I made it out to be. Maybe it was just how it felt rather than how it actually was. Might be a bit too deep. So we're going to buzz across this front here, and then we're not going to do that. Actually, let's get a big chill block to prop that up there, and then we're going to come across the front here. I'll pop you in a welding screen. We'll get your welding helmet on. All right. So again, that turned out pretty nice. I did actually go and put 4 or 5 dabs at the start there because I did notice it was open a little bit, and then come back and welded across the front there. So I want to weld this. Oh god, there's no way you see that. If I get you in there, you should be able to see across this section here, and we'll focus that second tack in. So I've got, I'm just going to spin that, you're not going to see, and I'm not going to remove that, but there's a tiny little gap on this side that I can see from this angle. So from that tack there to the corner, I'm just going to seal that up and then come back here and weld. I have about 30 centimeters of filler rod. I don't think it's worth playing the is this enough filler game. We'll grab a new piece of filler, and I want to pop a chill block on there because this part is getting a fair bit of heat in it now. I don't know how hot it is today, but it feels very, very humid in the shop. But I don't know if that's just me or not. So let's put your welding helmet on. I'm trying to think what I need to do next. And get in a welding screen. Really thin through that section, and it was coming pretty hot, but all in all, got a really nice consistent profile on that bead going on tonight, which I'm really happy with. Now, I was thinking while I was doing that weld, I would love to know what the machine recommended travel speed is. I don't think we get that. I don't think we get to see that at any point except for in weld assist. So let's jump in. Can you see that? Yes. So we're in weld assist. You can see that in the top. Aluminium. We're welding 2mm aluminium. We're doing an outside corner joint. We're in the B angle, roughly 155mm a minute. I highly doubt that's what I was just doing. Wow, okay, so that last weld that I did was 1 minute and 9 seconds and would have been roughly 100 and... Oh, let's not roughly, let's find out for sure. And that is 160 millimeters. So we're about on the money for our travel speed, which is really interesting. I often think that, never really get that opportunity to compare. While I'm on this screen, look at this number, 687 hours with the machine power on and only 80 hours or 79 hours with an arc running. This machine, for its age, has not been used very much. But does that help its resale value? Who knows? So go position B again. It gives us all the settings the machine sets and then the settings that it wants you to set as far as travel speed and arc. What it does do is it automatically sets to 60 hertz, but I'm just going to use, apart from lifting the frequency up, I'm just going to use the default settings and just see what the weld sort of looks like. Right here, we're going to go across this back section. So just across here, and then we'll relocate the part. Pop your welding helmet on and jump in a welding screen. I don't think you could hear that the same way that I can, but that just felt like it was struggling to maintain an arc. And I know that that was because of the Optima wave. Yeah, no real change there. It just really felt like it had a hard time maintaining an arc. Definitely is a better situation on 60 hertz. What if the stream dies? I apologize, but if we don't do anything new, how are we going to learn anything? So where are you? You're over here. We're going to buzz down this short section and I'm going to switch back out to that short filler rod to try and waste him up. I just need to pick the end that's not the tungsten dipped end. And you need a welding helmet and a welding screen. 60 hertz makes me think of 2002. It's fun. That's Optima waves. That's a wide bead for Optima. Just that little dip there is this hole plus a tack. Change the bead profile a little bit through there. 60 hertz. 60 hertz. It's a nice shiny weld. Doesn't look too bad at all. So get you guys looking at this straight section here. Let's find some focus. I'm not going to continue at 60 hertz, but I'm also really shocked that the stream kept up. What I am going to do is dip over to square wave. Let's power this up to 123 hertz. So what is different between this setting and my main setting primarily is the minimum amps. So we've got 57 amps on this setting, and I think I normally run in the 20 area. We'll have to check at the end. I'm not going to go back and have to reset everything up. I'll tack this corner and we'll weld down this straight. We'll chuck this chill block back there. It won't affect anything. And we'll just put a brake on that spinning table. Welding helmet. And let's jump in a welding screen. So really great weld. Square wave just feels right for me. I get that undulating control that I want, and I always get the bead profile that I'm looking for. But that was a really nice weld. It was quite low on the amps. We're only at 82 amps on this setting, and I just slid my chill block down there. I'll have to fix that scratch there. So what the difference is, so we're at the, let's get in this profile here. So we're at 57 amps on the minimum setting and 82 amps on the max. I was just trying to control my welder with my mouse then. So if we come in here to profile number 1, which is my usual profile, the difference being there, I'm at 25 amps and 110 amps min to max. So basically at 57 amps min, that basically is changing the power band or the throttle. So the throttle still moves, the foot pedal, we'll call the throttle in this case, still moves the full amount, but the the amperage difference is only 82 to 57, whereas now it's 110 to 25. So basically, when I'm terminating a weld, finishing a weld, I get a lot more amperage control to terminate that weld rather than just getting to 57 amps and turning off. I get to go right down to 25 and really make sure I don't crack or get enough filler or whatever needs to happen. I've got the control to do so. So kind of worth. It's not really worth going, in my opinion, going below sort of 20 amps at least for AC welding. If I was welding some stainless steel at 50, 60 to 80 amps, having that 0 down at 2 amps or that off down at 2 amps or somewhere, definitely worthwhile, because it puts it in that same sort of band. But on this, you're not welding, you're not doing anything to aluminium at under 25 amps. So it's a good way to think about 25 being 0. Here I am with 30 centimeters of filler rod. Let's not. I really want to. I really want to. But let's grab a new stick and get this weld done. We'll try in this screen. Okay, so that was quite nice. It's nice to go through all those settings and then come back to my predetermined favorite setting and just really enjoy the weld. So this hole super close to the edge, there's nothing I can do to keep that bead profile the same through there without completely blowing it out. You will see that if I turn this to face the camera, that hole is still perfectly round. So I didn't blow through it all the way. This does have a fitting welded on it. It's super close to the edge because this is the only product I have that doesn't have the drain on the very bottom. So I've kept it as low to the bottom as physically possible. And that's why we have to deal with that. The only other product that has a hole close is one of my air boxes, one of my Evo air boxes, and that is a secondary bolt. It's actually not a necessary bolt, but I do like to have the extra fastener there if somebody requires it, meaning they have a broken stud or something, I guess, that prevents them from using the other fastener in the base. Anyway, I can't show you the thing, so it's really a pointless conversation. So we're going to go across this back piece here. I'm going to start by tacking that corner and then welding across here. Should get away with without using a chill block on this long section. You are going to need a welding helmet, and let's get in here. And that looks fantastic. Right here, can you see that there? Barely. So right there, there's like a little mark on top of the catch can there, and sort of half an inch ahead of it, you can see a slight deviation in the bead. It's bloody nothing, but that was literally me. I was resting my elbow and then picked my elbow up, and just that shift in my shoulder girdle translates to the weld. It's one of the reasons why welding is like your handwriting. The way that you move your body really determines what your weld looks like. And I can see in people, I guess people that I know how they weld, if they're having a bad day or not, just based on the differences in their beads. It's like reading tea leaves, but reading welds. But I need to know the person, obviously. No different than reading handwriting. So same here, I need to get a tack at the end here, and then I'll come back and buzz that up. Let's see if I can get you in nice and close. Let's focus, get a welding helmet on. The rain's really coming down right now, I don't know if you can hear that. Jump into a welding screen. It happened again. I dipped the tungsten. Man, I am down to my last piece of tungsten now. We'll just clean this soot off. I don't even know how that happened then. Okay, let's sort this out. I reckon this is my fifth tungsten change today. Fourth, I think. I mean, some weeks I can weld 15, 16 catch cans on the same piece of tungsten, and then there's days like today where I'm just changing the tungsten, Every 5 minutes. So this last piece of tungsten is the purple, the trimix. It is 2.4 purple trimix from KO Welding. We do need to bowl this to try and match the profile on our existing welds. So let's jump into profile number 10. I'll stick you in a welding. Okay, so nice bowl on that. Doesn't quite match the bowl on the previous piece of tungsten, but still very good for what we're doing. Was that the reason why? Was I off angle? My prop was a different angle, or did this move? Okay, I think we're looking pretty good now. You're pretty well in focus. Yeah, no, just ruined the focus. Right there you are, put your welding helmet on. I bet you I get it in focus and then turning the filter around knocks it out of focus. I wonder how often that happens. Let's weld. Okay, that was a really beautiful weld as well. What's stuck on? Nothing. It's a really good weld there. Again, so these last 5 dabs is where I sealed that open section, and right before I entered that part that I fused together, I just had a blowout. Really, I should have gone back 2 more dabs. But all in all, that looks really good. You can see just here, you can definitely see the difference there, but definitely not anything to worry about at all. So we do have, look at this open section right here, which is just that compromise in the fit up on that front panel. I am just going to give this a couple of little knocks. Which I'll just grab the TIG finger. It's really not a TIG finger anymore, is it? It's just they actually just tuck in, so it's not like it's not usable anymore. You know, you just tuck it inside of itself, and it's a TIG finger again. Okay, let's pop that on there. Can I, where's my little chill block there? I just don't want to knock this part off balance. And I'll get you guys over here. You're already zoomed pretty far in. Focus you up, put your helmet on, get you in a welding screen. And another wonderful world with that Trimix tungsten. Actually, it was a little bit flashy. Normally I suffer from getting nodules on it, but tonight, no nodules. I mean, granted, we only did 2 really short welds. No nodules at all, but I got this weird sort of flashing. Best way to explain it was it felt like I could see lightning in the corner of my eye, but it was coming from the tungsten itself, which is just, the arc wasn't super stable. Zoom you out. And look at what we made tonight. The catch can portion of an R34 combo tank. This, I'm hoping, depending on how the next section goes and getting these scratches out, I'm hoping to be able to sell this as a raw finish, and I intend to make this a -10 version. But yeah, real happy with how this one turned out. Still not happy with these internal filter baskets, and I think over the next few streams it might be time to address that. I think had a good time using the pulse setting, and it really does let me cheat a little bit because there's always bad fit up, but I guess I'm just making a public commitment now that I am going to improve the way that I weld in filter baskets, and the first thing that I'm going to do is improve the fitment when I tack them up. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on the belt sander and get fitment a bit better. But yeah, that's the next thing I want to work on. I feel like we're getting a lot of things dialed on this stream, and in all honesty, one of the let's say the 2 things, one is being publicly scrutinized, and I know that I'm not being publicly scrutinized, but I am hyper aware that everything that I do on these streams is live, unedited, and goes out to the public. And 2, watching these streams back, being able to critique what I'm doing, how the machine's setting up, and actually having multiple camera views at the same time, I feel like it's really improving the way that I weld and also the way that I put my parts together. So just in these 25, 26 streams, I've actually noticed an improvement in myself, which I'm super grateful for. And I'm going to wrap that up there. I'm not going to weld the second part tonight. I was intending to, but my stomach is growling and I need to go have some dinner. Chris, thank you so much for spending the evening with me. I guess without being sappy, it's 95% of the reason why I rock up, especially on a day like today. This is not putting any pressure on you at all, but a day like today, I would have liked to have not streamed, and part of me, totally unspoken, but a part of me didn't want to let you down. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you hanging out with me every night. It's truly awesome. To everybody, I didn't pay any attention tonight, but to anybody who popped in and popped out, watched the stream, maybe is watching now, you rock as well. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and watching me make some shit. That's bloody awesome. Anyone who checks out the VOD after this stream was live, thank you. If you liked the video, hit that thumb up, hit that like. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike, but let me know why. I can't improve this if you don't tell me what you'd like me to do better. And there's nothing wrong with a bit of constructive criticism. I actually really welcome it. I'm going to sign off. Always good hanging out and chatting with you, Chris. I bloody appreciate it. Tomorrow, I've got a huge amount of work to do to get into a position where I can stream tomorrow, and I will make it happen, and I'm going to see you tomorrow night. Have a great night, everyone.